Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. It's Friday, so it's happy hour. You guys grab a drink, and you're going to meet my buddy Clint Westwood on the other side. And probably, hopefully, Papa Joe is going to join us. I sent him a link, so give him a tag if you're on Twitter. Retweet this. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a like and share this video. And we're going to catch up with crypto and all things wonderful and see what this week had to bring us. So be right back after this quick break. Happy Friday, Westwood. How are you?
Happy Friday. Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing really well. We made it to Nana's late last night.
Yay.
Got here, helped her move some chicken houses. She got a brand new chicken house and fence put in and got the whole flock moved over. And it has like a solar door. So it opens and closes with the sun going up and down. So she doesn't have to like get up at the crack of dawn and let them out. So it's kind of cool.
What happens when it's cloudy?
Don't get all technical on me. Listen,
I'm just asking. I don't know. I want things to be easy.
There's a backup.
Okay, maybe it's got a little battery, a little lithium
battery. We'll have to ask her. Maybe she'll come over and say hi, and you can ask her what happens when it's cloudy. Maybe that's when like the rooster, foghorn, leghorn goes over and kicks.
I do say, boy, that's a chicken.
That's a chicken. Hi to everybody in the chat, Magic and Mark and Tom and Clint Westwood and Daddy-O. Let's see, G-Chan, Rocket from Decrypto.
He doesn't like Tito's.
And Les is here. Do what? Somebody doesn't like Tito's.
That's what I'm gathering. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I know.
Laura and Denise. Tito's. Hey, good news. Denise and Helen, the main squeezes, will be in Phoenix with us in Arizona. We are officially headed out. Happy Hour Roadshow will be joining Bix and Amy at the Road to Ruta Roadshow in Mesa, Arizona on the 19th. So we're actually going to be doing our Happy Hour show live on... We'll be streaming live from Phoenix, and then we'll be attending Bix's event on the 19th. So pretty excited.
So we're going to keep the regular schedule?
Friday, yes, the regular schedule, and the regular times. And I think we might change the time.
Well, you know
Don't
what?
Don't tie me down.
We'll start drinking at 2 o'clock if that's the case, which I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that. Where we're staying has a pool, and it's supposed to be really great weather then. It should be really nice. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
I know.
And we saw one of our wonderful community on Wednesday. I don't know if you watched the show, Westwood. You better have watched the Woo Woo this weekend or this week. So Wednesday on my Patreon, SL had Sue Hud join us. She's like this bright spot of positivity, and she's just really amazing. And I went back through my notes with her, and of course I didn't bring them because I'm at Mom's. But I remember a lot of it. There's public. I have to piggyback on. There was tons of information given to me on Wednesday. So I'm going to try to hit the high spots, but most of it's on my Patreon, the details, but pretty incredible. So Wednesday, Sue Head, we do this interview with her, and she rattles off that sometime in March, and you'll have to go to Patreon to find out when, that new coins are going to be brought out, government coins in certain countries. And then she says, and then one of those countries is Ireland that she mentions. And then later,
It's a leprechaun.
Well, yeah, one of those, but there's a bunch anyway. Then later, Woo Woo, Public and I are on. I'm so distracted. Sorry. Public and I are on Woo Woo Wednesday, and somebody in the chat is from Ireland, and they're like, "Hey, Ireland, the government just gave us another, so they're off for the magical leprechaun holiday. Help me, St. Patrick's Day." And that's a banking holiday. They also took off the next day, which is the 18th.
When we're going to be live.
The 17th, right? No? 8th. Yeah, and we'll be live the 18th, hopefully.
Yes.
As long as everything goes well.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine, probably. Anyway, so there's all these things lining up for multiple resources. Then I'm on the Crypto Confidential chat. That was also Wednesday. That was Wednesday night. So I had like 3 videos Wednesday, which was part of the reason that I was like wiped out, but getting so just flooded with information. And it was towards the end of the chat, and Leader and Patrick are going to come and to our meetup.
Also known as Litecoin Leader.
Also known as Litecoin Leader and Divvy Daddy are going to be coming to our Oklahoma City meetup.
Ooh, fun.
And so they were talking about that. And so I jumped on the video and was talking about that. And previously somebody was mentioning Snippy and him talking a little woo-woo. And I said, well, since we're talking woo-woo, I'm going to jump in. And I shared what Susan had talked about and the additional banking holiday in Ireland. And Litecoin Leader starts rolling his eyes and whatever, but he's only like this big on my screen, so I can't really tell. And I was like, oh, he thinks I think he thinks I'm crazy or something, because it's a very this is like the Crypto Confidential is a format of like resources where it's like, attorneys and financial advisors and yes, it's very structured.
Yeah.
It's not woo-woo necessarily. In fact, it's not woo-woo in any way that I know of.
Well, and so get you.
For me to be citing my woo-woo resources, and Jeff was like, no, it just I'm with you on it. And then Omar jumps in, who's like the head guy of Viva Capital, and starts sharing some information that he has that if you're inside Crypto Confidential, he has international companies and clients that are, millionaires and billionaires and whatever. And he kind of affirms some of the things that I'm saying about the value of the dollar and what it's backed by and the changes that are happening. I don't know, just there's so much going on in the world right now. And then to be affirmed by a non-woo-woo guy, I was like,
oh, it's on. It's on.
It's happening. Speaking of Crypto Confidential, here's one of my friends.
Guys.
Hey, one of my friends.
Who
hey, Papa Joe.
How's it going?
Very well, very well. Are you all well rested from your family vacation?
Well rested, very much so. Yeah, we had a good time, a great time. Thanks for asking.
Good. Yeah. Are you partaking this evening?
I am having coffee this evening.
You better have some Irish cream in it.
Yeah, it's something in it.
Yeah, speaking of which, what you drinking, Lisa?
I'm having some Tito's and Aha.
Aha. You know what? I know there's a lot of Fresca surrounding that dryer or washer, whatever it is. I'm wondering where that's all going to end up.
In Charlie's belly.
Okay. I didn't know if you had succumbed to the Fresca calling.
No.
Nope.
I am.
Good for you.
No, I listen to Uncle Cliff.
All right.
You're
on your own, Charlie.
What have you guys been up to?
Oh my gosh. I had a 2-hour Twitter Spaces with Reggie this morning.
I saw that. I didn't get to join in. I was in back-to-back meetings all day, and I was like, oh man, would have loved to have done that, but
he's just so brilliant that I think sometimes it's hard for people to understand what he's saying.
I've had a couple of I remember right after the patent listed, and I got a second, and he did. I don't know if he was on it. Actually, no, he had hosted one of the first ones that he had done right after the patent was awarded, And I got in there and started asking all kinds of technical questions and stuff like that. And it was really, really cool because sometimes when you get into the nuts and bolts and stuff like that, you kind of start losing people and everything. And he and I just really kind of had fun with that. And it was a lot of fun to actually dig into that with him. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I mean,
Yes,
there's so many
definitely.
levels of what he's talking about with whether it's the technical aspect of cryptocurrency or just, he's like, I'm not a lawyer. I mean, he's sure to, he always, is really
He's
clear
making
about,
sure.
I'm stating my opinion
Yep.
and I'm just sharing information from my own personal experiences. But he has, unfortunately, a lot of experience bumping into law and all this. And so he shares that experience with people, and he just has a genuine good heart for people.
Hey, if you're not doing something, when you're doing something right, that's usually whenever you draw the different attention, to put it that way.
Well, and that's for sure. The other thing he shared today, where's my notes from the today thing? And so he shared this tweet where they released their evaluation on Block. And that's not through the very DAO. That was done through his private attorneys.
Yeah.
If you guys go check out on his Twitter feed, he's got like the whole analysis, how it's infringing on Very. And it's really interesting. It's very technical, but it's really interesting. The other thing that they got into a really interesting conversation about is the COPA and how it's really misleading people. So COPA.
Cabana? Is my microphone low? Somebody said it's low.
A wee bit, yeah.
Now. Is it?
A little bit, but
is it really?
I can hear you.
Is it a wee bit low? I need to speak louder. This piece
typically
of crap.
you speak loud enough.
The thing is, I had a set here. I had a set and something. I had another one that I always use, and it's magically disappeared now that Mitch is gone. So I'm wondering where that went.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, leprechaun, I'm sure.
I have those problems.
So I got
too.
this other one where the earpiece is falling out. And, you saw it, Lisa. It's a piece of
I did.
garbage.
Make sure mine are bolted to the desk.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm shouting.
That was my life when I had teenagers in the house. You could never have a charger laying around because it was disappearo with teenagers in the house.
Crap.
But back to, so this is like really interesting, and he shared this information on Twitter, so I feel like I can share. It's just factual. But public knowledge, and it was an interesting way to look at this. But the Bitcoin Legal Defense Fund, have you guys heard about this? That Jack from, so they're trying to promote this as, we support open source code, and we want everyone to do this and blah, blah, blah. What they're actually doing is creating a monopoly because they don't have any proprietary IP that they could have themselves. So what they're doing is they're capturing all these little guys' proprietary IP under this umbrella that then they can monetize and basically monopolize. And all those little guys are going to get screwed if instead of those little guys being smart enough to patent their own proprietary IP themselves, just like Reggie did. And so that's part of the reason they want to vilify Reggie and call him a patent troll.
Yeah, that's
because then they don't want the little guys getting the same idea. They don't want you to know you're powerful as an independent. And that's the same kind of thing that is going on. I just got off a show with SL, and we were on with this guy, Robert Phoenix. He's an astrologer, and he was talking about how in politically right now, they're wanting you to do this. Oh, do it for the greater good.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
You need to wear a mask for my health.
Yeah, for everybody.
All this.
Yep.
And that's where you're giving up. Yes, is you're giving up your freedoms and independence and sovereignty for the greater good of, and that's where it's just this whole, it's actually like
reverse
psychology on people.
Coming from a technical background, for your listeners, I've been in IT for more than 20 years. So whenever you look at patents and you look at software and you look at the EULAs and things and things like that, you end up having you have to make sure you cross your I's and dot your T's. And what all Reggie's doing, and I've pinged him and asked him if he wanted to come on my show and stuff. He's been so busy and totally understandable.
Oh, I'm helping him with scheduling. I can
Tell him I'd love to have him on because
Yeah.
I would love to get into the nuts and bolts of it. Just if it's not if for everybody else, from selfishly, I'd like to get in some nuts and bolts of what's
Mhm.
under the hood, if you will. Just because looking at how he went about doing that, just making sure that he protected his IP, that is so important, and no one really had done that in this space yet, and he's kind of the first one, and that's primarily why the SEC went after him, and they're trying to cover their butts and protect their guys and blah, blah, blah. Well, if he really wants to, he could go get that back. And if he really wants to, I had a friend of mine today, I'll rewind, I had a friend of mine today tell me that he's concerned that if Reggie is going to go after all these different crypto platforms, particularly like Ethereum and other things, and he's concerned that the market's going to drop. And I'm going, from what I'm seeing, that's not the way he is. All he wants is the recognition, the fair share, whatever you want to call it, make a deal with me, jump on board now, or I'm going to have, he doesn't want to do all the minutia stuff. He
Right.
wants everything to flourish as it should. He just wants to make sure that he's taken care of for the work that he and his groups have done. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's completely
Right.
fair. So
He also is looking out for the token holders.
Right.
There's a thought process. If you think about, if you own, let's say, Ethereum, and you trade it for a project X, and I'm just using X, that has nothing to do with any project. I'm just saying the letter X.
Yep.
Okay. Then you are trading your asset for something and giving it to a team that you're believing to give them a resource to then to grow something so that your investment should grow. And if it doesn't, then that company should either be defunct, and then, well, you lost your butt and that was, an investment that you lost, or your investment should grow and you should be rewarded. So in some of these where you're seeing people, I gave my Ethereum, but this project, my token, my X, isn't worth crap, and these guys are flying around in private jets. I don't understand that token holders not being protected in that situation.
Right.
And so it's my understanding that Very protects the token holders in some of that as well. And he does not want to destroy cryptocurrency. No. He loves cryptocurrency, but it's about having a fair market and not having these monopolies like what this whole Bitcoin legal defense fund is trying to do.
He's a true crypto guy. He's a true blockchain guy. I'll even go down to that to the nuts and bolts there. He wants the underlying technology that drives this to be free for people to use, but he also wants to protect those who have
a very fair playing ground.
Correct. He wants it leveled out. Right. It doesn't want the monopoly stuff. What Block's doing isn't, like you said, they're going and buying up all these or bringing all these small, smaller projects in, and then they go and do the patents. Guess what? They go smaller.
Well, just like Zillow did with all the housing, when the market was down, Zillow had bots, triggering buying houses, and their algorithm got screwed up, and then they kind of messed their company up, but they bought too many and screwed up. But with that being said,
I know that personally.
What it created was, now there's some situations where people can't buy a house.
That's where we're at.
And why? Now. Because now we're in this situation where these big organizations own all the houses.
That's what we were. Yeah.
Bill Gates bought up all the land. So now the individual can't own things.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. And that's near and dear to my heart right now. My wife and I, we saw the writing on the wall, so to speak, with the markets, and we're like, okay, so something's coming from a housing market and everything. So We sold our house, got into, we're renting and everything like that right now because we wanted to take advantage of the next correction. Not even if it was a small one, whatever, right? Just to be wise, be good stewards of what God's given us and whatnot and all that.
Mhm.
And now, like you're saying, like we can't. We're looking at the markets every time we turn around. I was talking to my realtor. That's what he's saying. There are new neighborhoods going up in our area. They're not for sale. They're for rent. New builds.
Because they're
That's
all
a
owned by
company.
big
Correct.
corporations.
Welcome to the Great Reset. See, that's how they're going to pull it off one way or the other. They're going to do it any way they possibly can.
Precisely.
They'll do it overtly, or they're going to do it that way, because when they're standing at the funnel, and the dam's open and they got the 0% interest money that they just keep getting flooded with, and they can just scoop it off, bucket it off, siphon it off, and go buy everything before you get an opportunity to do it. That's how they win. I mean, that's why the money is the problem. I mean,
Absolutely.
So I asked Economic Ninja to do a video about this because my daughter and her future husband are talking about buying a house. And I was like, you guys, but wait, because the market is so crazy. It's got to bust. And so I asked Ninja to do a video. He just sent me a link to it. He said he mentioned just my first name and he didn't tag me because he wasn't sure if I wanted to. I was like, please tag away.
Yeah.
But so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I don't know his answer, or I would share it with you guys. But if you guys haven't seen it, I'm really curious now to see what his response is on this specific. Like, will we have an opportunity to go buy? Like, if you can buy a house, you better go hurry and buy it. Or are we going to have that breaking point and you will have that opportunity to buy it later,
Yeah, I met him in Miami and I lost his contact information. I've been trying to find it because we wanted to do a show together and I wanted to talk about that with him. And
okay,
it was one of those, like, I love to watch
information.
Dox him, Lisa. Dox him.
No,
not here.
No, I'll give him your information.
No.
He's a great guy.
Here's my two Litoshis on this. It is okay. Human nature never changes. It's always the same. And these people that manipulate the markets, they understand human psychology. They know, they've done it for centuries. They've been the ancient priests. They know how to manipulate people. Okay, so these families have done it forever. And when you're at that maximum breaking point, and I saw this firsthand. I mean, when you're at that point where you're like, oh my God, they're going to change it. They're going to get away with it. It's never going to come down again. And you get to that point where I got to buy something. It's not going to come down. It's going to keep going up. And then when you capitulate, that's the time. How many times have you sold crypto and you're like, as soon as I sell it, it's going to go up. As soon as I buy it, it's going to go down. I mean, it's just when you're at that maximum inflection point, and they know when that is, that's when it'll crash. I mean, and so you just got to keep holding on.
That's what it feels like right now. I think I sent my wife the video here. She's watching. So yeah. That's what it feels like. Definitely, like I said, firsthand. Just the whole monopoly thing. Going back to the whole block doing that with the Bitcoin trust, whatever it is. I forget.
Derivative,
yeah,
derivatives,
something, whatever. Yeah, that.
It's a trust, but yeah.
Yes, the trust. So they're just trying to get all the IP, and I really love how Reggie's coming back and he's going out. He wants the little guy. He wants to protect everyone that's there.
The way I explained it was he's like the big brother. Here's what. So we were having conversations inside the DAO, and I won't disclose too much, but he really wants people to come to the table, and he's been mistreated by a couple of different.
I've seen some of the open stuff. Yeah,
a couple of different blockchains or cryptocurrency projects really disrespected. I would even say slandered or. I don't know. I don't want to throw.
I just straight up said, until you sue me, I'm not touching it. Basically, some of them.
Right, and I have had friends with connections with blockchain people or cryptocurrency projects, and asked them. I was like, please, just come to the table, have a conversation, and their responses were like, make me.
Yep.
And so then we're having conversation, and Reggie's like, that's not his intention. He's like, I'm showing you, and I've put you on notice, and I'm showing you that you're, they've done these, or he hasn't, but there's attorneys, and then there's like the DAO, there's these people doing these analysis, showing the proof that they're infringing, and then they still won't come to the table. And it's like, doesn't make sense to him because he's just really, he's brilliant. He's like, there's the proof. And so somebody said something about, well, you know, you're going to have to make an example of somebody or hit them over the head or something. And so I was thinking, like, I said, you know, what I think of it as is like Reggie's going to have to be the big brother of crypto. And like, he's going to have to take the little brother around the back of the woodshed and bust his tail
Just like
and
Joe
straighten
does.
him
Take
out.
them up. No more.
Take
of this.
Yeah.
Behind the bleachers.
And it's time for crypto to grow up.
Right.
It's time for them to stop thinking that it's the Wild West and that you don't have to play the big boy rules. Because here's the thing: we recently had the thing where they're coming for the NFTs, and they're bringing the Wall Street's coming, and they want the NFTs, and so then they sent the SEC, and now we're seeing MetaMask get shut down, and all this stuff, and OpenSea get attacked and not attacked, but you know what I mean.
They're wanting MetaMask because MetaMask can do things that they don't like because they can't see anything, and they got OpenSea because, well, quite honestly, NFTs make sense in certain areas, but with this art stuff, like there could be some nefarious people out there, and you can program stuff in those NFTs, right? So it's a smart contract.
Well, and they're saying it's a security, and you don't have a securities license.
There's no
You
security.
haven't paid the fees
Is
to
art
be
a
able to
security?
exchange that. Well, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's transacting an asset that has value. So whatever.
There's never
Anyway,
been fraud in art in the history of the world. There's never been fraudulent
Never.
art. Just ask
Never.
the president's son.
Not at
There's
all.
never been fraudulent art.
No.
never. Anyway, my point is what I saw Reggie as is like the big brother of crypto, and he's going to have to go bust somebody's tail and line them out because crypto Twitter needs, or not just crypto Twitter, but crypto itself needs to grow up and realize it's time to protect your assets. It's time, if you have a patented or patentable IP yourself in your project, then protect yourself because Wall Street is coming. And
they've got the
this
money and the
whole
lawyers.
Bitcoin legal defense fund, you join them, they're going to steal your stuff.
Every bit
And
of
they're
it.
going to say it's theirs.
Yep. Completely.
Just like when you work for a company and you invent something. There was a guy on the Twitter Spaces today, and he was talking about, I was working for this company and I invented something, but I invented it. And because of the contract he signed, the company owns it because even though he invented it.
Yep. Where I work, which I will not disclose, we can do patents with them and everything. And the really cool part about that is that they do have their name on it, but they're secondary. The individual who created it is the one, or they're the ones who get to have their name on it as primary. So it's used for the company, but the patent owner, they actually reward the patent owner for creating it and providing that to the business. So it's very, very nice. Very, very cool.
Well, and as we move into this technical world, I mean, more and more things are going to be ideas.
Ideas cannot technically be patented. They're not supposed to be able to be patented, but they can be now with the way that the patent office is all corrupted and everything. But
a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea.
Yep.
Why would it not be a patentable thing? It's a thing.
Yeah. I guess from that standpoint,
right?
From the legalese standpoint, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, but you're not in an honest system though, so it really doesn't matter at this point.
At the end of the day, right? So that's what I was trying to say. Is it's not an honest system anymore.
No, it's not.
I mean, there are law firms that are shell companies that are set up in different parts of the country that are designed just to create patents and then go after major companies. And they've paid off people in the patent office to approve things such as a phone. They patented a phone, and now they're going after the phone companies and the creators of the phone devices. And it's just like, oh my word. Even though they have IP in their own patents and stuff like that, I mean, it's still just, anyway. I digress.
Is it a red phone?
No, it's,
what?
Is it one of those red phones, that JFK used to have on his desk at Khrushchev?
Because
I hear there's a lot of Russian phones around the White House.
Any device you can make a phone call on. That's what it is in the patent. I'm sitting here going, and they're going after Google, and they're going after Apple, and I'm like,
I was going to say, then that could be anything. I mean, a computer, a tablet.
That's what I'm trying to say. The patent office, everything about it, they've got people in there that are corrupt, and it's just like the same thing with the entire markets as a whole, the economy. It is a system built by the big boys. They're playing and having fun, And this whole stuff that's happening in the world right now, they're trying to make it so that they can suck the money out of the system because they did too much. And that's what's happening here. That's what's going to happen with all this other stuff. So we're living in fun, crazy times, right?
Speaking of sucking money out of the system, stand by. I'll show you something.
Well, while he's doing that, I know I probably shouldn't be talking about this while he's not on here, but well, I'll wait. He's back.
This is how Westwood gets his workouts now. Ugh. Take a look at this bad boy.
Nice. Very nice.
That's a box.
Nice.
That's a box of nickels. Why am I holding a box of nickels?
Tell us.
I'll tell you why. If you go to coinflation.com right now, it tells you the metallic value of all the coins that are in existence in the United States and the value of that metal. I've talked about this forever. I've been saying it for months, been saying it for years. Hey, you know what? Maybe you ought to go buy some nickels at the bank. Why? Because they still have metal value. They're 75% copper and 25% nickel. Right now, if you go look it up on coinflation.com, each nickel is worth 7.5 cents each. You walk into the bank, you buy a $100 box of nickels, and you walk out and you have $150 in coin value, in metallic value.
Pretty cool.
I mean, even the penny, which they watered down because pennies before 1982 are worth over 3 cents in copper, so you can still get them in the change. The penny, just the junk penny that they put out since 1982 is now worth 5% more than a penny. It's worth over a penny because of just the zinc in it. So this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the price of all these commodities rise up because of, you can call it whatever you want.
Is this it?
It's this, it's that. Coinflation.com. Yeah, scroll down or up, whatever.
And these on the calculators?
Keep going up. Go up. You should see. No, you
I
go to the
didn't.
actual
I'm not
site.
on the main page.
Yeah, go to the main page, the home page.
I am.
Okay, now scroll.
Okay.
Okay, there. Stop.
Okay.
Stop the presses.
7.5 cents right there.
There you go. Look at it. 7.5 frickin' cents per nickel. You're making 50%. You go to the bank and you actually are using the system of money against the system because they still if you watch my video from today, I rant. But in 1964, you had 90% silver in the dimes. At that time, somebody said, wait a minute, they're taking the silver out of the dimes. I'm gonna go to the bank and buy a bunch of roll of dimes. And so now, how much is a dime worth, Lisa? 19, you might have to scroll up a little bit more to the next section. 19, not a regular dime, but one that's before 1964. Keep going.
I don't know where I'm going.
And there, stop. How much is that Roosevelt dime worth?
I don't know, $1.86.
All right, $1.86. So if in 1964 you did the same thing that we're doing now with nickels, you realize, wait a minute, that silver is going to start getting scarce. They're taking it out of the money. If you had bought a roll of dimes, if you bought $100 in dimes at that point, it's now worth $1,800. If you just hoarded it and set it aside. Monetary inflation. Silver held its value. The dollar didn't. That simple.
This is something significant. So we know that the ruble lost its value compared to the US dollar. It went down to a penny, basically. But because of that, or because of being removed from the US SWIFT system and the sanctions put on it, as of this morning, the ruble is now being backed by gold.
Yeah, I saw you post about that. I wanted to. I never got a chance to go look.
Really interesting.
That is interesting. And I actually I talked about it on my Patreon yesterday about how Russia has the 5th largest holding of gold in the world officially. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, this is all going to change. How are they going to stop the gold from moving out of the country, right? And
that's what on Crypto Confidential, we have the AMAs, the Ask Me Anything.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get to be on that one the other night. It was just too much
after coming back in from being gone. But I really was surprised because I was coming in with my woo-woo information from my psychic from Wednesday afternoon, and then me in public talking, which he has a lot of information. He did some silver trading, he had a business that traded gold, precious metals for a while. So there's quite a bit of education information about that, knowledge about that. So then we were talking about that. And then, like I said, somebody from Ireland spoke up about the extra day that the Irish government is giving after St. Patrick's Day. And then for Omar to like
Omar's very
confirm. Yes, he's very connected. So then he confirms that. He shares more information, and I won't share that because it is part of Crypto Confidential. But that's the kind of stuff, like being a part of that community, you get some really amazing information.
Lisa,
So
how can somebody be a part of this Crypto Confidential community?
there's a link in the description that you can check it out and use it says how to, looking for tools and information to escape a failing financial system. And it says join Crypto Confidential and use my link.
and for your listeners, from time to time, I will guest write an article from time to time for them as well. And I'm in there. I haven't had a lot of time to jump in and join in the conversations, but I am in there, and you can ping me or reach out to me in there if you want to. It's a lot of fun. Really good information. The guys and gals involved in that, they really know what they're doing. And it's actually a lot of fun being part of that.
Yeah, it's a good group for sure. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty exciting. He was talking about the metals and the banks moving around, and I don't know. It was pretty amazing. And then hearing Reggie talk this morning for 2 hours.
Yeah. I
really
was so whenever you launched that and I got the notification for it, I was like, oh, and then I got another notification on my work system, like one-on-one with your manager, and then it was back-to-back meetings for the next. I had 30-minute stacked meetings for the next until lunchtime. I was just like, holy cow. Yeah, it was a fun morning, to say the least.
Sounds like you were really busy. Yeah.
Going through all this just so we can buy a house from the bankers. This is just unbelievable.
I know.
Hey, you know what? If
Love you,
Miro
man.
actually launches their stuff, I'd be all over that. That'd be kind of cool. You guys don't know what Miro is? It's the mortgage. To go to Miro, I think it is Miro.com.
What is it?
Hang on, I'm making sure I have it right. Nope, wrong one. Hang on. Is it what? Hang on.
While you're looking that up, yeah, Glass FX, I've got a 2000 Digibug, a Volkswagen that's a diesel, and I filled it up. Just I don't have to fill it up much because it doesn't use much fuel, but it will go into Oklahoma City here in a couple of weeks because for the meetup, the happy hour roadshow. But it's $4.09 for diesel, $4.09, really $4.10 because they lie to you. It's that 99 100s at the end that they don't show you. On the
$4.09. Man, that's not fair. I pay.
That's what it is.
I got a diesel truck. And I'm paying $4.58 last time I filled it up.
Wow, I mean that was the lowest price. The premium was like $4.64. But
For
the
diesel?
No, for the premium gas, but diesel here is a little bit cheaper. That must be because of the infrastructure, here because it is a little cheaper than other states. But it's $4.09. I mean to fill it up.
Yeah, mine $4.09 to fill it up.
A gallon. Sorry.
No, he means per gallon.
I was gonna say I could see that.
That's all I needed was 1 gallon, so it's $4.09.
He's gonna push the rest of the way with his
I don't
foot.
want to get to half a tank. Seriously, that's another thing you can do. I mean, just keep the tank full, and it's like money in the bank. I shouldn't even say that. It's horrible. It's like money in your crypto wallet, and it's. I mean, just keep that filled up. Don't let it go to empty because then you really get the sticker shock if you got to fill it up all the way. Just keep topping it off because you never know. What if we have a supply disruption? And you can't even get it. You better have a full tank. You're better off having it. Not needing it than needing it, not having it.
No, to fill up my truck, and I just switched to a diesel too because we go camping and everything, right? That was do what?
They last longer though. I mean, the diesel engines, you get a lot more use out of it.
Oh yeah.
And we have a Mercedes 1980. Is it 83?
Just one?
Well, we have 2 of them now, but we call one the turd, and we threaten Cannon that he's going to have to drive it when he's 16.
I found it.
But
Milo. MiloCredit.com, the world's first crypto mortgage, only at Milo. So you're talking about buying a house with crypto. Well, now you can. And there's a wait list, apparently. I'm on the list. We'll see. Yep.
And I'm creating a banner for the Oklahoma City meetup. So I've got somebody building a website for me, or I'm trying to, but it's really difficult getting somebody to build a website for you.
It'll be done in
Apparently,
5
even when
days.
well, then that guy fell through. So now I interviewed a new guy, but then he's got to get back to me. And then he charged me a bunch of money. And then he's like, oh, it's going to be 3 weeks. And I've got like all the content. I probably should just do it myself. I just keep getting frustrated.
Put the call out. Website developers, anybody that can build websites out there.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
do
willing
helps Lisa out.
It's funny. You're doing this right here.
But do you have time to do that?
I have time. It depends on what you need on it. Because I set go to the papajoeshow.com. I set that up in about an hour, I guess. I mean,
there you are.
That's kind of, it doesn't take, it depends on what
she'll pay you in happy hour tokens because, we got happy hour tokens that are on the Litecoin blockchain. We used OmniLite and created tokens. And so we'll send you some, you got to download the wallet. But
Papa Joe.
The Papa. There you go. It took me about an hour to put that up there, content and everything. It really didn't take.
Yeah, I bought like 2 domains and I've got all my content. I over-contented the Wix website because I had been told that was like the best for podcasts, and I was going to try to start using Anchor to additionally stream my show on podcast style, too.
If it's a basic thing, I mean, you and I can talk offline. If it's really basic, I can maybe help with it. But if there's any customization, that's kind of something outside of my wheelhouse. I don't know what you're wanting or anything, but we can talk about that offline if you want to. So, anyways, it doesn't take me about an hour to set that up. It's just single pager. It sounds like for a meetup, you really need a single pager, so it's not too much to put in there. So, thanks for sharing.
I have a little more than that, but yes, everybody go to the papajoeshow.com.
Watch Papa Joe. He's got 2 shows a day. He's got one that you can watch on YouTube, and if you join his Patreon, you can hear him talk about all kinds of stuff he can't talk about on YouTube. And it's $5 a month, and you support him. I mean, he's got great content.
Thanks for that plug, brother.
Seriously, go out there. I mean, it's crazy not to. I mean, he's an honest guy. I know him. I give him a big hug.
Appreciate it. Yeah, every time I see you, it's a big hug.
It's a big bear hug.
Crush.
That's like I told Lisa. That's all I got. I just give hugs. Right? That's all I got. I got nothing to give you but a hug. So.
I love it, brother.
Yeah.
But no,
drink some beer with you.
There you go. You got it.
Some whiskey.
Yeah. What kind?
I got here. This is what I'm drinking.
What you drinking, Westwood?
What you drinking? I got the Maker's Mark, and I've broken the seal, like Daddy-O said. The wax has been broken. I'm going to make candles with it. Lakeside Laura said, "Hey, we might need that wax for some candles soon, so save it."
There you go. Nice. Very nice.
I got my Russian vodka, to top it off in the back. I've been collecting that, catching all this stuff that people have been dumping out. I'm resourceful. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? That's the way to do it, brother. That's the way to do it.
That's right.
But no, at least if you need help with it, I mean, we can talk offline and just see if it's simple. That won't take me long. It really isn't hard, and I can even show you and let you.
I'm just a control freak, and so I need to be able to update it and tweak it and change dates. And
well, if you own it, we can stand it up, let you get in there and have fun with it. I'll teach you how to do it. I've done that.
That's my thing.
I like to teach people how to fish when it comes to that stuff. That way, 1, you're not relying on me or anyone else, but 2, so that way, you can have and do what you want with it afterwards. It's not so fun stuff. So for your meetup, I actually won't be able to attend.
Okay.
It is my daughter's first ballet recital that week. So I am not missing that.
No, better not. That is too precious.
Yes. That is their first time and they're having fun with it. So fun stuff for sure.
I can't even. The only closest I've come to ballet is the ballet wallet. I can't even imagine. Doing a pirouette. You
have 2 little girls. I'm sure you watch all kinds of ballet. I'm going to introduce your little ones your littlest one to me. One of Mia's favorite thing. Literally, she loved ballet, and we had Nutcracker. We had to watch Nutcracker every iteration of Nutcracker. Like it could be like Barbie Nutcracker. It could be like the real Nutcracker ballet.
Is that Russian?
Yes.
That's been Russian. Banned off Disney Plus.
I don't care. I banned Disney at my house.
Anastasia banned off Disney Plus.
I don't care. I banned Disney Plus at my house.
Disney minus.
Disney minus. Disney creepy.
Let's not get into that though.
All that stuff got cleared out for what it's worth from all of my background digging.
Good.
Oh yeah.
And praise God. Yeah, we can talk about that offline so that your show doesn't get bombed or anything.
That's the Patreon show.
That's
a
awesome.
Patreon show discussion. But yes, that stuff is no longer there. Put it that way.
So I wondered about. Yeah, we can talk about it later because I wondered, would they, as America renews and goes through its rebirth, like. And we talked about this some on my Patreon show with SL, just with Robert the astrologer, that we're going through this Pluto return. And I said, okay, I know you're saying that. And I said, but so if the USMCA comes, and I ran Westwood off, but if the USMCA comes into being, you know, like my favorite daddy talks about, can a country rewrite its stars? Does it have a new birthday?
Interesting. That would be very interesting. Did you break it? What'd you break?
It always happens. It just always
He's
happens.
a hand talker. So then he like disconnects his phone from the thing.
Cigars
or he knocks
everywhere,
something
ashes
over.
all over the bar, you know.
He'll knock something over.
Whiskey bottles breaking.
He has an opinion about something. Anyway, it's really cool interview. This guy was amazing. And he talked about, you know, what the next major power would be. And he gave specific dates for the Pluto return and what that transition would be for America. It was really amazing.
It's in my queue. I have like 15 videos in my queue. I listen to everything at 2x
in the queue,
so I can get it in.
I know.
So much information.
I post a lot of information.
No, it's you and Cliff and everybody. It's just like crazy.
Nana's here. Oh wait,
Nana is Nana here?
Nana came in from. She's been
Nana's
out
here,
working
Nana's
with
there.
her broken arm.
Oh my broken arm.
Well,
and my dirty hands.
And her dirty hands. Here, come share
No,
with
it's
me.
all right. I'm just
Come sit down. Everyone can say hi.
I've been planting irises.
Oh, you got the green thumb. I tell you what.
Well, I'm more like black, I think.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
turns green at some point, doesn't it?
Well, hopefully.
Green and colorful. Absolutely love irises. They're very pretty. And Anna, Papa Joe, it's nice to see you.
Well, it's nice to see you. I was trying to listen and work outside, and it was windy, and I'm going to have to go back and listen to the whole thing.
That's okay. You're good. You're good. Yeah, we were just talking about the I know that dog.
It won't die.
I know. We did the show with Ken from C60 yesterday with Johnny, and he was talking about giving it to animals and all this. And I was like, yes, and this one damn dog will not die. It's been in renal failure for 5 years.
Well, 5 years ago, the vet told me it was going to be time to make the hard decision. And I'm going,
and I'm happy to drive her there. I will help her with this decision. Fine.
So we did C60. We did a few IVs first, flushing nitrogen out of her. And then I did a month or 2 or 3 where I'd use a bag of saline to sub-Q flush her. And then she just started getting better. Now she's a zombie. She has dementia, but she still loves me.
I call her the sock puppet dog. She just like, she has no clue where she is. She was walking around earlier today and she got stuck in a corner and didn't know where to go. Or she just sat there and couldn't back out.
I know she's talking about you. I'm sorry.
But that's no different than most Americans. So it's absolutely normal behavior.
That's right. Yeah.
They're like, wait, is this the line? Is this the line for UBI?
Yeah. Wait. Where's my CBDCs? I want my CBDC and I want it now.
Yeah.
When we were on our trip last week, there was a queue. There was a line that was going down the hallway into this big, huge cafeteria area. And there's lots of different places to go get different foods. And everyone thought that was the line to get in to go get all the different food. Well, no, that was the line to get the desserts. And they just lined up down the hall. No one asked a question. No one, nothing. Someone finally was smart enough to go ask the question. And the line disappears instantly. And it's just...
this brings up have you guys seen the videos of these people in Russia that were trying to race to get to the ATMs to get their cash out
Electronics,
before
yeah.
the Swift. How many people do you think that ATM can serve before it doesn't have any more paper in it?
Mhm.
But there were lines like down the hallways of the mall and down and around. And I'm like,
It's too late.
how stupid are you that you think that how much paper do you think that little box has in it?
So, not much.
Crazy.
They really don't. Have you ever watched? Have you ever? So at our bank, we don't really go anymore. But the last time I was there, I actually saw them. They were loading them up. They only had like maybe one of those little kid red wagon things full of stuff that was very small. It wasn't a lot. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you can't
Even our banks don't have that much in them.
No, I mean the actual
No, they
cash
don't.
supply, compared to what's out there. I mean, cash is really scarce. I mean, it is an asset. I mean, it really is, because if you have an economic collapse and you have cash for a couple of weeks, it's actually going to be pretty damn valuable. I mean, it really is, because there's not that much out there. You go to the bank and ask for cash, and I don't have that much in the drawer. It's like, well, go back and get the box of nickels out of the safe. And it's. I mean, I went to the ATM the other day with the whole nickel thing, and I took some money. I wanted to take some money out, and it said declined. And I'm like, what? So I walk back into the bank, and they look at the code, and they're like, I don't know what this is. They look it up, and it says insufficient funds. I said, well, I guarantee I just got paid. Of
Yeah,
course,
you're like, I
the
know
next
it's
day
okay.
it's going to be gone, but I know there's money in there. That's why I'm taking
Yeah.
it out. And so they look, yeah, okay, all right. Well, so they count it out and hand it to me, and it's. I think the ATM was empty, because it sat there and it went forever. And I'm like, I don't think it's got enough cash. And it was like a $500 limit.
They've quit doing the Federal Reserve has quit delivering cash to the banks. And my local banks here, like I've gone in and they've actually got signs. The Federal Reserve is not delivering cash anymore.
Yep.
So
Really?
yes. And so I had seen somewhere, it was a meme or something like that someone had tested at a Bank of America and walked in and said, hey, I want to get some cash out. And they're like, okay, but it's limited. So how much? And then he was like, actually, can you give me the new cash, the new rainbow currency or whatever it was that's been floating around everywhere about that? And that without skipping a beat, the teller was like, no, we don't have that yet. The Federal Reserve has quit delivering the US dollars and we don't have the new cash yet. And
It's not in stock yet. We haven't gotten it delivered yet.
That comes in May 1st. That'll be here.
Oh, man.
Oh.
May Day. Maypole.
Oh, Daddy-O, her name's Angel.
Yeah.
Angel.
I'm being nice and letting she was leaned over. Did you see her lean over to the microphone when Daddy asked that? She was like, my name is Angel.
I'm just so special.
What is it where they have those where the slutty girls have the videos or whatever?
Where they lean in.
It's not TikTok. You're not thinking TikTok.
What is it called? Where they have that?
What's that? MySpace? I don't know what those
They
things
have
are.
like a
I don't know
different.
anything about that.
They put thirst posts on there or whatever.
Thirsty.
Dang it! I can't think of what it's called. You know,
I don't know.
it's like a site where they have. I'm so terrible.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans. That's her OnlyFans.
That was an epiphany.
She was
I
gonna
don't
give
even
her
know where that came from.
OnlyFans.
I really don't. I have no idea.
He's
It's like divine inspiration. Just I'm speaking in tongues
yes,
now.
Trini knows. She's like, my OnlyFans is. Yeah. Lord.
Pay me with Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin that's ever touched
Trini,
anything
man.
that's been involved in Russia.
So, what'd you say about Russia?
I said, you can pay in Bitcoin on OnlyFans, but not money, Bitcoin that's been like ever touched anything Russian. So if you bought that Russian,
prove it, if they can prove it,
I don't even rant. I'm not going to rant.
Yep. I mean, you could.
I'm good.
I mean, you could.
I ranted yesterday.
Megan,
Go watch my rant.
My bank will only give me 3K
Maybe I'll
for
get 600
withdrawal if I
subscribers
want
at some point.
more after giving them a week notice.
Yeah, I just don't have them. And plus, the people are starting to get wise and take it out. But they never have much anyway.
Wake up, people. We've been telling you. I mean, it will be the biggest I told you so, but we won't be able to say it because people will be hurting so bad.
That's what I talked about a couple of weeks back on my Patreon. I was like, guys, for whatever reason, the good Lord's allowed us to know what's coming.
Yep.
And prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And like we've all been through that, we'll call it the psychological dark place of hitting that brick wall of going, wow, what the heck? And there's going to be a ton of people around the world that are going to have that same effect, except it's not going to be individual here and there anymore. It's going to be en masse.
Yeah.
And it's going to be this huge, like, I don't want to say depression, but like, when you hit that, you hit that, it was like that sudden realization, like everything I've ever thought was real is not.
Mhm.
And there are different lies. What's going on? This, that, and the other. And then you have to sift through the crap to find the truth. And it's just like, that's what, we're prepared for that, right? So we need to be ready for, I mean, we all are here on this, but like, there are a lot of people who are going to come. We don't need to be saying, I told you so. We need,
No.
we need to be saying, I get it. I've been there. Here's how you get
And I'm in it with you.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
in it now. With
Yeah, and I'm in it with you, and I see the truth with
Yeah.
you.
Do you like beans and rice?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Clint. Litecoin.
I'm just saying, I keep preaching it, and I said it today in my video. It's one day I will be proven right. I don't want to have to be proven right, but you're going to say, yep, he said it. He kept saying it. He kept preaching it. Oh, yep, Litecoin. And scarce asset, and people are going to be flooding for scarce assets, and you're going to be gatewayed. The governments are going to make sure these exchanges to where you can't buy it. And they're going to be coming to people like us and say, hey, can I get some Litecoin? And we'll be like, I was giving it away at these meetups and all, if you'd come and set up a wallet, and now it's just, it's sound money for the digital age. That's just
I don't know if the exchanges are gonna completely comply. I mean, look at what they're doing right now. I mean, you got Coinbase, you got Kraken, you got what's the other one out of China? Binance. They're sitting there. They're being told you need to do these different sanctions, and like, well, we're not going to block the whole country off. We're going to only block who you tell us to. If you happen to make it on that list, that's not cool. But you got to realize this is, again, with the technical background and everything, with the blockchain technology. Cryptocurrency is technology first. First and foremost is technology. Secondly, then it has a monetary aspect, and then there's other stuff. We won't get into that. But as far as if they say it's sanctioned and it's in this box, all they have to do is make a code change, re-upload it, and it's no longer compliant in that box anymore.
Exactly.
It's no longer and these people who set up these exchanges and do that, they understand that. And then you have the decentralized exchanges. Those are not controlled by, those are on a blockchain. Those are not controlled by any one entity. It's not a Coinbase, it's not a Kraken that can be told they have to do X, Y, and Z. You're literally trading peer-to-peer at that point with each other. There is no control mechanism in there, and there's no way they can control it, and they're freaking out. And this is the world stage right now. We're seeing Russia and Ukraine and all this stuff with cryptocurrencies all over the news now. It's really kind of what I've been talking about this week, because I was out last week and everything, and it's like getting back into it. Like, this is kind of what we're talking about. But like, understand, the world is looking at this now, and they're going, oh, so the monetary system is a weapon against anyone who does something that other people don't like, and cryptocurrency cannot be controlled. And that's like light bulb. You got like, was it Switzerland who's now launching legal tender in one of their cities? You've got Salvador, you've got Brazil that's looking at making it legal tender. You've got today I actually talked about it on one of my shows. I don't remember which one, that Venezuela, I think it was my first one. Venezuela is actually tying their fiat to their crypto that they have, which is tied to their oil, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they're really becoming mainstream. And our SEC, all they can do is talk about stablecoin because it's tied to the dollar. And even Janet Yellen in 2014, when she was the Treasury Secretary then, stated that they can't regulate and can't control Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies because it's outside of the banking system. It is 100% technology first. And
it's just words on paper. How do you control that? That's all it is. That's all. It's just code.
It's code.
Yeah, it's just, you write it down, you program it. I mean, so how are you going to control that? And they know they can't. And it's like everything else. They want you to voluntarily opt out or voluntarily be scared. I mean, and it's on you. You either trust yourself or you trust some other entity that is not looking out for you. That's all it comes down to. You've got a weapon. You got a weapon now that you can use. And just say, no, I'm done. I'm not going to give my energy to it. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm opting out. I'm opting out. I'm done. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
There's my rant. Sorry.
Sorry. I added to it.
Deleted my banner, so I'm trying to recreate it and add that I have a 10% off coupon or code. So we're doing the meetup on March 25th in Oklahoma City at the Wilshire Gun Club.
No
4 to 6. Yeah, and then they have a great restaurant and bar. And
I would try that just to bring my guns and have some fun.
We'll do it another time too, but
Hey.
it's really going to be fun.
We're going to
And
have a
then-
meetup down in your area at some point, aren't we, Lisa? Like in the Georgia, South Carolina, you know, that whole area,
We
Jekyll
should.
Island, maybe.
Yes, I can go get my paper.
I love smoking brisket. Maybe if we have
Where's the
the right
dates?
amount of people, we
I
can
think
make
I left it on the desk. I've got,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you know,
in the kitchen on the desk. And then I've got a 10% off on Bitcoin Day. The very next day at March 26th in Oklahoma City. I'm going to be speaking at Bitcoin Day. If you can go to bitcoinday.io and get
I'm
10%.
not, because I'm a Litecoin guy
I
and they
got
won't
you
let me
a
speak.
free ticket to attend, though.
Beerist.
I can go. They're going to let me in.
Go and
I don't know
hang
how
out
long. Is
with
Charlie
us.
going? He's going, isn't he? Well, we can be like anti-maximalism. me and
Yes. And
Mexies, you gotta love them, man.
and get 10%
Charlie.
off.
I
your
need the comedy.
ticket.
You know, I need the sense of humor.
You get 10% off your ticket using code Lisa, Lisa.
Sorry, Lisa.
That's okay. You guys are turds.
And I do it to her all the time.
We're talking about doing Jekyll Island in November.
I'd love to do that. And then that's where the ninja
Like
needs
do
to
our
come.
Friendsgiving.
Can you send me that dates on that?
Yeah,
that
when I
is
get it
an easy one
official.
for me too.
It's not
Get
official
to.
yet, is it?
It's not official yet.
But I mean, there's the ninja. We got to get him coming to that because that's right up his alley. I mean, G. Edward
thought
Griffin.
he
If
was-
you could get him to come to that.
That
He's
talk
not
about.
in Georgia.
I
No,
talk
but he'll
about.
come.
I tell my friends, family, everyone, you got to read The Grief from Jekyll Island. If you
Yep.
haven't, you
Yeah.
don't know what you're missing. That's on my
How
phone.
cool would it be to get the guy
G.
Griffin
Edward
to
Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edward Griffin.
That's what I'm talking about.
get him to come to
I know my
Jekyll
microphone's
Island?
not working too well, but that's what I'm screaming about out here in the middle of the cornfield. There's not going to be that much corn this year, too, because you know why? Because it needs nitrogen, because you know they don't grow it naturally anymore, and they need nitrogen to feed all the soil so the corn will grow. Well, nitrogen requires natural gas. And natural gas is really high right now because, well, we got to import it from Russia because we closed down pipelines, and we're trying to be energy independent, but we're going to do it with solar and wind. When that's great, but right now the biggest thing is, you know, we've got all the resources here, so why we go into the quote enemy to get the natural gas and the oil? Doesn't make a lot of sense, but anyway, corn's going to have a problem.
You can't drink Russian vodka, but we can buy Russian oil.
Yes, and that's okay. And
That's right.
transport it across the sea, you know, and all that BS that it takes to do
I
that.
just talked about that on my Patreon.
Ignorant.
They're gonna stop doing the Russian. They're gonna stop buying the oil from Russia, which is 5% of our oil that we take in as a country, approximately.
It was like 5 to 10. I mean, it's like almost 10%, I think.
If you reduce that by 5 to 10%, man, it's you
Think
better
you've got
start
problems
selling your
now?
organs, kind of thing. That will pay for the freaking fuel. It's gonna be stupid, guys and gals. It's gonna be stupid.
All
Okay, here's
ahead.
one other thing. And I have to show you the video on this. Are you chomping at the bit to say something? Go ahead and
chomping, grinding my
no,
teeth.
say it, and I'm going to go find the
Say it.
clip.
Like
Go.
Trump in the press conference. Say it. Say it. All right. I was walking into the thrift shop today. That was my video. I was talking about the thrift shop and things that are undervalued, like dollar books that contain all this information. You know, nobody values it. They give it away, basically. But I was talking to a guy as I walk in, and he says, oh, he looked at my Digibug. See, everybody's jealous of the Digibug. They freaking love it. They absolutely love it. And so he's like, oh, yeah, but you get good fuel economy with that. I said, yeah, over 40 miles to the gallon. You know, I got diesel, anyway. And he says, yeah, it'd be a lot cheaper if that guy in the White House, would just go like this and turn the pipelines back on, right? And we had a discussion, about this and that. And I said, it's the willful destruction of America. They're not stupid. It makes him look stupid. He's standing up there, oh, yeah, bumbling idiot, oh, this and that. But it's like, no, they're willfully destroying the American economy, and they did it with the pandemic, and now they're doing it with this BS. I mean, it's just that's what they're doing. Wake up and realize it, and then find ways out.
Oh, why did I do that? Okay,
She broke something.
you're absolutely right, and it's also the willful. They're showing us, though. They're
I know, and
showing
it's
us.
becoming
This.
obvious to everybody.
So
Just like the guy walking out of the thrift stores, I'm walking in. Everybody's seeing it.
okay, so today I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Lindsey
yeah.
Graham made this statement to Trump supporters that Trump is a xenophobe, racist, bigoted, whatever, all these terrible things. Well, what a coincidence that on the same day this video comes out that in December of 2016, this is Lindsey Graham and John McCain in Ukraine preparing for a proxy war with Russia.
Well, of course.
Listen to what they tell these Ukrainian people.
Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік 2015 рік буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже щоб вони заплатили важчу ціну.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
Я вірю в те, що ви виграєте, переможете. Я переконаний в тому, що ви переможете, і ми вам допоможемо всіма можливими засобами.
Це те саме гільзи з ворожих БМП, які розмальовані художницями.
You gotta love it.
So
Yeah, bunch of sellouts is what they are. What are they doing over there? I mean, why do we have?
they're trying to start a war.
Yeah,
That's
they
exactly
tried
what
to
you're
do it, and then what happened? Well, they had this little road
Trump
bump in
kinda liked it.
2016. Oh, shit.
She was supposed to win.
Yeah, well, she didn't.
And she didn't. And so then it changed everything. And so now we're seeing what they were originally planning. The other thing I thought was incredible was, yesterday we saw the supposed, I did it again. We saw the supposed,
Speaking of Brittany,
speaking of Brittany,
oops, you did it again.
sorry. Oh. No, we saw the
I love you guys.
supposed,
It's not just politics. It's not just crypto and happy hour. It's a little
No,
comic
yeah,
relief.
we saw the supposed nuclear reactor. They were so worried. Oh, and a fire broke out. And there
Homer
was nothing
Simpson, call
there.
him in.
And there was nothing there. And then I go back to, so then on some of the other channels I'm following, my husband shared some information with me. Then you go back to all the babies that after the, what was the original one?
Babies in incubators. We need to invade Iraq.
All the deformed babies.
Yep.
Stay with me, Westwood.
I know.
Remember the
I'm
one,
with you.
the nuclear that went off? Help me.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Thank you.
Wormwood.
So Chernobyl, and then right after that, all the babies that were so deformed and whatever. Well, could that have been because that was actually a site where testing was going on, and it's not that it? And why would you make something a nuclear site to keep people away? What's really happening at those sites? Because there wasn't a nuclear reactor there.
Right, and then you have like the bombing of the schools or the locations or whatever. And then our media is freaking out and showing imagery from Afghanistan and all this other Iran and all this other stuff. And then even here in the U.S., like I saw a picture of a school or something like that was set on fire by the FBI, and then it was something I don't know. Anyway.
They've never done that, Oklahoma City.
Of course not, right? That was in Waco, Texas. Anyhow, they were sitting there trying to do all this. I'm sitting there going, those are black sites. Those are sites for the stuff with the kids, the stuff that's, this, all of a sudden, and then you got
And
Trump.
then that's the cover up for it.
Right.
That's
And
the
you got
cover up for the
CPAC.
deformities. That's the cover up for all of that.
And you got Trump praising Putin at CPAC, and he's destroying biolabs that are U.S. owned. They're black sites. That's what's been destroyed so far. It's like,
Wait a minute. Savannah Guthrie didn't say that on Today this morning, so I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, we can talk to everybody.
Oh man.
All right, you know what?
Good thing we're just a bunch of drunks talking on happy
exactly.
hour.
I don't know what's going on. All
We
I
don't
know
know.
is Putin needs a medal because he ended COVID.
There you go. He did.
He did. He ended COVID.
COVID
Single-handedly
didn't work,
ended
World War
COVID. Nobody's wearing a mask. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Come
That
on,
was
man.
Oh man.
What about those documents that, that one big pharmaceutical company that starts with a PF doesn't want to release, and then they start releasing them, and you see all the pre-trials and all the bad stuff that can happen. Guess what? you have no recourse because you, unlike Mr. Joe, he said that, the gun industry, that's one industry that you can't sue them. Oh, no, the pharmaceutical industry is the other one. You have no recourse on any of this stuff. None.
None whatsoever.
You're a guinea
And then
pig.
your insurance companies also, because it's experimental, they won't touch it.
Exactly. And the life insurance policy.
And your life insurance policy won't cover.
Because, they're paying out
Because they
so
look
much
at it as a
because of-
suicide.
No, they just won't pay out because you chose an experimental thing.
Emergency use authorization. It was never cleared. So basically, you are volunteering. No matter what they said, you volunteered. And that sucks.
The documentation, the document, the proof is what matters. And people need to start looking into that crap. You really need to start digging into that. Otherwise, you're going to. There you go.
Wait a minute.
That's perfect.
Wait a minute.
That has been all over the daggum place. Stuff like that.
Huh.
I love
Looks
it.
like
Just
a
saying.
mirror.
Is it
Think
Yugoslavia
mirror.
or Ukraine?
Think mirror.
Well, who said
right.
that? Was that our friend 17 who said that?
I don't know. I think he was about 17. Yeah. Or maybe he said it 17 times. Something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, something
Like that.
some crazy stuff, conspiracy stuff. I don't know.
Some
I'm learning
conspiracy.
a lot of conspiracy theories. I need some more.
Yeah.
They're coming true.
Woo woo.
Uh,
Welcome to the woo.
Oh yeah.
there was
People are
a
waking up though. That's the good thing.
Yes.
It's you're putting it in their face and they're looking at it.
There's my
This doesn't
promo
make
code.
sense. None of this makes sense. Where's my stimulus check? Print some more money up. Where's my stimulus? Where's that at?
here you go. Here's some money that you guys might want to know about.
Ooh.
And we're pallets full of cash somewhere. Oh,
I'm gonna go retweet that one.
yeah. Start tracking where the transactions go. Oh, wait a minute.
Follow the money.
Oh, it's hard to do when you're not on the blockchain.
Follow the money. Even on a blockchain, if it's done appropriately, it's not traceable either. But
Right.
you really need to know what you're doing.
Did you hear MWeb? You ever heard that? Litecoin? It's kind of a good thing coming.
Yep.
Looking at MWeb.
Yep, that's coming. That's gonna be pretty cool. I love the whole AMP and Litecoin stuff that's been being discussed. This should be
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on with Litecoin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get $100 Litecoin right now. Yeah, it's $100. $100 bill. Most counterfeited bill in the world is a $100 bill. Take a $100 bill, get you some Litecoin. Get out of that system. Just saying.
It's important. Not financial advice, right?
Oh,
I don't know anything about financing.
I do need help with this
like
because
magic
I have
internet
not had a chance to even look at this, but I did commit to buying this. And I just have to.
Oh, the Westwood NFT. You know the story behind that?
No. So please tell the story of this. Benza created
Ben's is
this.
awesome. Absolutely
And
awesome.
I committed to buying it because who wouldn't love a NFT of Westwood with his pink gun on the scooter, on the Digi scooter, or what is it called?
It's call it whatever you want. It's going to be the Westwood Litecoin. There's a whole thing. We're going to put NFTs, the Litecoin scooter. I don't even know if I have the picture here. You've got a picture. Where's the picture? The actual photo.
Well, I'm at Nana's, so I don't have the photo with me. I don't travel with it.
All right, I can get it.
But if I had it my NFT, I could have it in my phone and be traveling with it all the time.
I have the actual NFTs. There's 84 of them. I put it on the Litecoin blockchain. There's 84 of the real picture NFTs, like the
Okay.
real thing. But this right here, the story behind this with Benza, he created this. He created some of them. And I remember at the time, I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to be, I don't want to be that guy that says, well, that's me. I need to put that in my wallet, my NFT.
Yes, you should. It
But
shows
I
that you
left it-
respect his work.
I love it. I love
him
it. But I
investing in
thought
you.
somebody else would buy it. And then I think what's happened is nobody else wants to buy it because they're like, well, Westwood should have that.
Oh,
And
so I
it's
said, well, I'm buying it.
yeah, well, you should buy it. You should have it because you like that picture. And, that you
I
should
love
get
it.
that. And the other thing is, I don't even know how to buy it. So
Oh,
that's
well,
the
that's what I
other
was
thing. Can
hoping
I
you
pay
could
with
help me with.
Litecoin? That's all I know. I don't know how to get all this, OpenSea or whatever it's on stuff.
I'll show you if you want me to.
Okay,
I don't
Papa
know
Joe,
the-
you can
Yeah,
help
you
me.
show her because I
Where-
don't want to learn.
You just send me the name of them. Actually, let me see. Is there a particular name of it or?
Well, don't do
I'll
it
send
live on
you
air.
a
Somebody else is
link
going to go
to
snag
the-
it because they realize how valuable it is.
I'm
no,
not
I
gonna
told
pull it up.
Benza that I said it's mine, and he said Yes, it's
Take
mine.
that off the market, and
Oh.
So
we'll
I'm
do
sure he
that.
took it off
He
the
may have
market.
We'll do an
He may have-
over-the-counter deal on the NFT for Lisa.
I don't know how that works, but I'll send.
I don't either. That's why it's still there.
Let's see if I can find it. I found
Okay, I was going to say I can.
Papa Joe says, "Oh, purchased,"
it. No, I'm
and
not
it's sold.
But yeah, you guys go follow Benza333.
The boot scooting
he
NFT.
is-
You got it. Last
yes.
epic.
He's got a few in there. Those are
Yeah,
cool.
he's got a lot of them. He has great artwork. Go check him out. I mean, seriously. I mean, the artwork he does, like chalk art. I mean, it looks
Yeah.
real. I mean, he's got these sea
That's
turtles that he just him and his daughter. They
He
put it
does
on-
all this for his daughter. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's so cool seeing people get into art.
Some of
see
the
that
other
rebirth of art,
stuff that he did.
and you see art flourish. In economic times where people are frustrated with governments and there are big cycles and big changes. Art starts to flourish because music starts to flourish. You think about in the 60s, the Vietnam War era, and you had all these great songs that came out that protested in a way that was different than going out and fighting and beating people up and protesting physically. They did it through their artwork and through inspiration, and I love to see it flourishing. So I'm all for art. I love it. Be an artist.
Check your Telegram when you get a minute.
There you go.
Okay.
Not
Thank you, Papa
email
Joe.
and not share your screen.
Okay. Do not share your screen. Thank you.
60 seconds left, and then that message expires. So hurry up and check it.
Oh,
gosh.
I don't have that on
No, I'm
with
just
the
kidding.
chat with her.
Good.
I could, but
Please don't do that to me.
no, you're good.
Torture me. Yeah. Well, you guys are
And it's
awesome.
gone.
So great. I want to make sure I share Papa Joe's
Yes, go follow him. Seriously.
channel one more
what is
time.
it,
Yeah.
12:30 Eastern time every day. You've got your half an hour live discussion of the current events, and you pull out all these news articles. And
try to paint
you
a
want to keep
picture.
up, know what's going on. And then if you really want to know what's going on, get on the Patreon, a little bit later.
So that was my first video of who is Papa Joe. So that one's fun. It was the first time I had ever done a live stream or of any kind. So it's really rough. The rest of them are
That's okay.
But it's real.
You're being yourself.
good
You're
thing it's real.
authentic. You're leaving it up
point.
there. That's right.
all of the stuff I do is 100% authentic, and it's live. I don't edit my stuff, and you get me as I am. And
We got
I
no
like
time.
that.
We got no time for that.
yeah,
That's
no,
right.
No
kidding.
edits.
No kidding. I do not have time for editing. But no, yeah, thanks guys for showing that up there. I really appreciate that very much. So,
No,
Absolutely.
go follow Papa Joe. If you do one thing today, go follow Papa Joe and watch his videos. Get on YouTube. It can cost you
Appreciate
anything, but a little bit of time, and it's time well spent.
That's
appreciate
right.
it very much. Very much.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. We hope to see you at Bix's Roadshow in Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
So you can head over to, wait, I'm on this side of I can't tell this drawing of this way in the US because it's backwards when I look in there. Or you can come see us in Oklahoma City, which is right in the middle. So we'd love to see you guys in March. You'll see I'm dragging Westwood all over the country.
I know she does. She drags me all over the place. I told her, I said, I'm not going to Phoenix. I'm not going.
He's going.
And then I got the
We're gonna have
airline
a great
ticket.
time.
I'm actually flying to Phoenix. I'm flying.
It's
I'm getting
fun.
on an airplane.
We're going to have so much fun, though. I have a surprise.
I mean, if
And
you
I'm
want
gonna
a
be-
surprise, I mean,
Yeah.
you should
And I'm
go.
going to be offering something to our Patreon, something special. So
There you go.
So go check out Litecoin Lisa's Patreon.
you'll be so
And how do you
happy.
find Litecoin Lisa's Patreon? If you don't want to
All
look
the
at the
links
link
are in the
below,
description.
go to
Or you could go-
clintwestwood.net. I got it
Yes,
linked
go to
up. And I got all the
clintwestwood.net.
dates linked up. I'll tell you what, Papa Joe, it only took me like 3 days to do, my website, So
Hey,
you should see it.
that's
It's
pretty good.
marvelous. Pull it up one time, Lisa. Just do it. Just pull up that
course.
beautiful website.
Let's see what it is here.
Yeah, you got to see this. This is quality.
It's just all words.
Words.
He's just about the facts.
Words. Lots
Yeah.
of words. Words.
Just about the facts.
See the big
It's
link at
beautiful.
the top that I bolded and put H3, when I HTML coded it, it's up at the top. There you go. And then
You
can
did
see
it all
where
in
we're at.
HTML.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hand code it in Notepad because that's where I come from. I don't know anything else. So I'm old school. And so an old school guy that believes in real things like silver, like land, like, gasoline and 55 drums,
And
gallon
whiskey.
drums, and whiskey and
Tons of
cigars. I mean, I believe in that stuff. And so,
Get you some lanterns.
I just want to get it out there. And it's like, hey, just a simple man with a simple plan, right?
Oh my Lord. You are such a ham. You are such a ham.
Oh, man.
Gotta go. Love you guys.
Trust
See
yourselves.
you on Monday. I'll have a special show for my Patreon on my Patreon channel for my patrons this weekend. Satoshi Sean is going to do some play to earn videos. We're going to teach some people how you can play games, and we're going to actually teach canon. So this is something you can watch and teach your kids how to play games and earn crypto.
That's
I need to
something
learn
we were
that.
talking about doing with our kids. Is my kids are like, "Hey, how can I do this play to earn?" And I'm like, "Well, you got to learn how to build a computer first." And I'm not letting there's like, you are going to learn a skill,
Right.
and then you can play.
Have you gotten them on that scratch.mit.edu yet?
No, they're not quite there yet. That is coming up.
They don't have to build a computer, but let them do that.
I've got
Like,
a VDI server. I could let them touch on with the terminal if I want.
You got parts
I
everywhere,
really want-
don't you? You got boards.
I don't even
and
know what
crap
that
everywhere they
means.
can put
I
that
don't
together.
know.
virtual
what you're even-
desktop environment. I have a server rack in my garage, and
Yep.
I
Anyway,
got miners and dedicated server equipment and stuff like that. So I have a full enterprise network at home and things like that. So fun stuff.
Still don't know what you mean. But okay.
No worries, you're good.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Papa Joe. You guys go check out
pleasure.
his channel and check out his website. And thank you all for joining us in the chat. We love you. We hope to see you in Phoenix and Oklahoma City. Remember to use my code at bitcoinday.io so you get 10% off. And we'll see you guys.
love you, Papa Joe. I'm glad you
See you,
came
bro.
on, man. I'm glad to have you on finally.
Yeah,
Been a
guys,
while.
it was great. It's very great. I'm honored to be. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.